Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
I've been on the web since, since the web started, really. In fact, I was on the internet before the web was on the internet, or at least, let's see here, was the web really available back in 92, 91? I don't think it was. I mean, it certainly didn't even have a browser. I don't even think, well, links may have been around, but again, it may have been relegated to anything but the World Wide Web. Boy, it's been a long time. Someone asked a question. Williams726 specifically emailed me, chris@pirillo.com, with this question. Firstly, I'd like to say how much I enjoy the show, and your website is fab. Okay, all right, blah, 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 blah. I have a basic question. I'd like to know your thoughts on guest books for a website. Do you think having a guest book on a website is a thing of the past, or do you think that it can be a cool feature to add? I remember years ago when browsing the web and visiting personal websites that guest books were fairly common. Nowadays, it seems to be fading, and you don't see that around anymore. Maybe this is due to the people being spammed, but there are some great guest books out there that can virtually stop spam altogether. Yeah, BBS. As a matter of fact, that was one of the first internet applications I used, other than Usenet newsgroups, was specifically the BBS's, bulletin board services. I also had, I think I had a guest book, a CGI programmed guest book for my homepage on my university account at www.uni.edu/PIRILL44. That was my original web address. My first web page was that web page. I think I had a couple of pages, web pages, my website, if you will. And I had a guest book installed. And a guest book is a place where people can come in, they can sign their name, say, "Hi, I was here." And it was kind of cool in the beginning because, you know, the internet really wasn't as connected as it is today. If someone came to your web page, you didn't know about it unless they either emailed you or told you they saw you or left a comment in the guest book. These days, however, yeah, guest books are kind of, how shall we say this, antiquated, quaint. Really, if you're looking for a guest book type of functionality, the same thing can be had with a blog, because each blog post has a comment stream, and that's pretty much what a guest book is a comment stream. You can ask of information of your visitors, and they could leave it. Of course, much like guest books have been attacked with tons of spam bots because the software has been dilapidated for years, and quite honestly, nobody really uses guest books anymore. I can't think of one person that I know of who has a guest book on their site, honestly. I mean, do you guys even use guest books anymore?
Well, no. I think the advantage to using a comment-style system instead of a guest book is that people can leave a comment for each article or post, instead of where a guest book, they can leave one comment, say, "Hi, I came and saw your page, it was nice," whereas with the comment system, they can comment about what you said in each separate article. Mm. And it just gives you that much more power.
What about you, Lenny?
I haven't used a guest book in years. I mean, I did a search. Bradenet's still around on guest books, and then on my hosting service for my website. I mean, they even have the option if I want to enable a guest book, but I mean, comments are made that kind of obsolete.
Well, even comments have been, they're not perfect. I mean, they've definitely been spammed. Oh, we're getting some echo here.
Yeah.
I think the microphone's getting spammed. It's one of those recursive spammers there. No, you know, if what you're looking for is a way to get people to, you know, say, "Hey, I've been here," a way around it, certainly probably a better way around it, because at least you could, well, I think guest book comments could be moderated as well. Yeah, you can install guestbook software, but it's not going to be actively developed. I would say, even if you didn't want, let's say, I don't want a blog, I just want a guestbook. Well, I realize it may be overkill, but you could have blog software installed, which chances are your ISP or your web host offers, and then just leave one post and say, "Hi, welcome to my guestbook, sign my guestbook," and then people can leave comments, and it would be just like a guestbook in functionality, and the software is probably going to be a lot more up-to-date and less prone to attacks, or at least filtered at some level. You would only, you know, allow certain things to come in. You can control the levels at which, you know, what could get posted, what doesn't get posted. Same thing with guest books. You know, it really depends on what you want to use it for. I mean, I realize a blog takes a little bit of work, but, you know, if you want people to comment, you got to give them something to comment on. So you got to make content of some kind and then point them directly to a comment stream. People ask the same thing about forums. And they looked at blogs and say, well, why would I have a blog if I go to the forum? The forum's better than a blog. Well, no, a forum's different than a blog. I mean, there's a chance where the two can kind of cross over. We're not necessarily at that point. I think a forum is better for extended discussions from within a community rather than someone initiating a discussion and then keeping it all within their universe. The forum, anybody can lead a discussion, start a discussion, have it, you know, engaged by with the rest of the universe. I don't know. What does everybody else think about a guest book? Do you guys still use guest books? Does anybody have a guest book still around? You know, to tell you the truth, I would kill. If I could get the data from my guest book back in the early 90s, I would kill just to see what was there. I guarantee there was no spam. No, the spam did not exist.
No.
I don't know. Does GoDaddy still use guest books?
I would imagine it's in their package. As a matter of fact, thank you for reminding me. GoDaddy is a sponsor, and whether they have guest book services or not for your website, you can register a website, save 10% by using the coupon code CHRIS. That's CHRIS. And if you don't know how to spell it, there's something seriously wrong with you because, I mean, it's a pretty common name. I mean, it's my name, and I'm glad it's my name because that's what people call me. And if I wasn't called Chris, they'd have to call me something else, which they usually call me anyway, but that's beside the point. Anyway, save 10%, GoDaddy.com, by using the coupon code Chris or Chris1. I think both of them will save you 10%. Now, if you have any other suggestions of alternatives to guest books, or you're just laughing maniacally behind the scenes saying, guest books, ha 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 ha, oh, that's so primitive. Yeah, it's kind of primitive. And then, of course, you're welcome to join us over on our website, where we don't have a guest book. We really don't have comments, at least on the live portion of the site. See, because I've set up the chat room on our website as a subdirectory, because you can go to chris.pirillo.com, and that's the blog, and typically where I have regular old blog posts as well as the videos that we have recorded go right into that stream. And then on to chris.pirillo.com/live. Well, that's the same thing as going to live.pirillo.com. See you later.